Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Annetta for a couple years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we were shipping out on a Friday, so this is all the stuff from Thursday, so it was a pretty good group of items. So yeah, the first thing is a Dragon magazine. We got a bunch of these a long time ago. These are just like the stragglers. The cover on this one has a little bit of wear on it, but this one sold for $8.99 plus shipping. Everything we do is plus shipping, so I'm just going to save us a bunch of time moving forward. But yeah, this just has a bunch of like D&D and other board game stuff. You can see an ad for Risk. So yeah, these are really cool, the Dragon magazines. This one is like a $19.99 annual edition. All right, next up is, I forgot to grab it, it's in the other room, but the next item I have right here is Star Wars X-Wing miniatures game, the purple bases and pegs. This is for a Star Wars game where you're playing a bunch of small ships battling each other. Normally the game comes with like clear bases, but you can buy like purple, orange, red, green. I've sold a bunch of different colors. This is the purple one. I think I have one more purple pack of bases left, and then all the other colors I already sold. So this sold for $8. People like to accessorize their miniature game. It also can denote like, oh, mine are purple, yours are red, so because you can play similar pieces or the same one so they don't get mixed up. All right, moving along is not necessarily Marvel cards, but when I was going through the Marvel binders, there was 6 of these chainmail miniature game stack cards. So these are going to be for like a D&D miniatures game. It's by Wizards of the Coast, I believe, from 2002. So right here, this one on the back is a Drow Archer. The one on the front is the Drow Warrior. I have the rest packed up. But yeah, it's going to have stats on the back and a miniature coolly painted on the front. These are cards. This sold for $15.99. But yeah, this was with the Marvel cards. So yeah, we've been selling a lot of Marvel cards. Speaking of which, I have a lot of 5 right here. These are 1995 Fleer X-Men Ultra cards. And then these are the Hunter Stalker series. And these Marvel cards will have like little sets you can collect. This one will have 9 of these Hunter Stalkers. These are the silver foiling. It goes silver is the lowest like common one, then there goes gold and bronze. We sold some gold ones, I think yesterday or a couple of days ago. These are 5 of the silver, so it's not like a complete set of 9, but these sold for $14. Those Marvel cards were such a boon, or like such a windfall of money coming in. And that was like, we bought a whole table of stuff for $105. Sorry, we bought a bunch of stuff for $105. We did a video where everything's on the table. In that video was a couple of binders of Marvel, a bunch of Marvel cards, and those have already made us the money back. All right, moving along, we have a Magic the Gathering empty deck. This is Theros. This was like their fantasy Greek mythology type of set lore. I think this came out in 2013. It was either 2013, 2012. This is Elspeth, one of their planeswalkers. That's just like one of their heroes or their characters. She's like planes, which are the white characters or whatever. There's white, blue, black, red, green in Magic. So yeah, this is just an empty box. Empty boxes do pretty well. This one was still in good condition, so I listed it. A lot of Magic players wouldn't know this, but yeah, this one sold for $7.19. It's not like crazy money, but this is literally an empty box, and people usually just care about the cards inside. All right, moving along. This one was kind of sad, kind of, and it was also cool. This is the X-Files Circle of Truth. But I happened to notice when I was going through it, this was actually by Button Shy Games, and Button Shy Games make a lot of games that like look like this. They're like a little wallet size. You can travel with them. They usually have like a certain number of cards, like 8, 12, 16, or 20. I don't know the exact number, and they probably deviate from game to game. But they're super like collectible, and they don't reprint a lot of them, and they have a ton of them, so a lot of people collect them. So the sad thing about this one is I think it was like a loot crate special. So I think the people who get loot crates to like flip and sell the stuff that they don't care about didn't realize like how expensive these games usually sell for. So a lot of people have these for like $8, $10, $12, $14. And normally Button Shy games go for like 30 plus. So it's kind of sad to see a bunch of people not realize I don't think Button Shy should do another loot crate exclusive deal with them, because yeah, these games, this is the cheapest one I've ever sold. This sold for $10.39. So yeah, I was pretty sad that a bunch of people probably didn't know this. They probably like saw this, they're like, oh, what's this party game? And then like tossed it in the, or threw it on eBay for cheap. That is the price of it, but like I think it's sad because, like I said, our other Button Shy games we've sold are like $30 usually, maybe more sometimes if they're like have a cool theme where they play super well. All right, moving along, we have a D&D book, Saint Anton's Fire, right here. This is, I forget for what edition of Dungeons and Dragons this is, but yeah, this is just going to be a third-party module. Oh, it says third edition up on top. So yeah, this is just like an adventure someone can use. They created it. It says it's for levels 5 through 7 in the game. The Dungeon Master gets a bunch of story that they get to read out. They have a bunch of options for the players to adventure through. So this actually went to repeat buyers, so it's cool. They probably bought other RPG books from us. This sold for $8.64. Next up is, I don't really know what board game this is from, which is pretty rare. I usually know too much. It says Omega level alerts on there, and then it says The Boys. This is like a little orange envelope, and then inside are going to be 4 different promo cards. You can check out right here. They have like weird backs. It looks like a comic cartoon superhero type of game. Really unique in how these like cards, how their stats are displayed. I can't really like make sense of it, and I've played a lot of board games and card games, but I have another packet of these, so I already relisted it, and this packet sold for $18.40. I think my title was The Boys, This Is Going to Hurt, Omega Level Red promo, so maybe the game's just called Omega Level. I'm sure I looked into it when I listed it a bit ago. This is probably from a while ago. But yeah, it's rare for me to be like that stumped on like a board game or a card game. I know there's a lot out there, but I generally know which ones are like popular. Speaking of popular or weird, unique ones, this is Atmosphere, which is a pun. It's not atmosphere. I saw this cover. I obviously don't know what this game is, but just by the art alone and then the art on the back of the cards, I was like, oh, this is going to sell. This will probably sell around Halloween, or this is a really cool like display. The rule, it looks like there's a bunch of pieces. There's like key cards. There's a lot of art, different cards, abstract art, really beautiful art on them for like a game of this age. I want to say it's from like early 2000s. I'm not 100% sure right now. I can't see through my own plastic wrapping here. But yeah, this sold for $24. I always grab the unique board games. Like if I don't recognize them or if they have cool art, I know people actually care about that. A lot of board game players like the experience or the aesthetics to the game. It doesn't have to be the best mechanics. All right, next up is something completely different, but also something that people like to display. This is Cafe Busolo. Like a container, an empty tin, a coffee. It would have the coffee beans in there. This one's really clean. I think we got a bunch of these for like, I think it was $15 for like over 100 tins at a estate sale. Really weird deal I made. Yeah, it was pretty cool because we walked into the garage. There's like all tins all over, just like on the top and on the shelves. And I asked them how much for all of the tins. And they were like, oh, give me a price. And I think I said something like $20. And they were like, deal. And I was like, oh, wow. Because like in my head, we didn't have a lot of space at the time. So I didn't think that they would actually go for it. Because that was the dollar amount where I'm like, well, if they do it for $20, I'll make space then, right? And then when I was checking the receipt later, they had like it was like a 20 or 30% off sale. And then so they ended up writing 15 for the, or like 18 or something for the tins. And then they did the 20-30% also on top of that. So yeah, we got a bunch really cheap. But yeah, this one in particular, which looks pretty cool. Good colors. People like the color code on their shelves and stuff like that. There's like a lady right here drinking some coffee. This sold for $13.50. I know it's not like a crazy amount, but this is an empty tin. We have a bunch of them, and we generally get between, I want to say, yeah, like $8 to $20 for tins. We have gotten more if they're really, really cool or vintage. But yeah, I like listing them. They do take up a lot of space. I do have one more bin of them. I always keep running into more bins of them because they give us a bunch of bins and bags for the particular sale. But yeah, I'll move along on to the next thing. This is also pretty cool. This is Deadlands, Aces and Eights, Dead Man's Hand. This is a music CD. It's by the company Pinnacle Entertainment, which does a lot of RPGs and like board games and magazines. This is actually going to be a soundtrack background noise for the Deadlands RPG, which is really cool. Not too many companies have a lot of these soundtracks. They did try them at some point. Yeah, so whenever I do come across these, I definitely grab them. And then if there's none listed or very little, you can ask for a lot because people really like to amp up their board game situations. They really like to do things like add in the official soundtrack when you're inviting over friends. Like people really get into board game stuff and accessorizing even outside with the senses, you know, like hearing. This sold for $18.75. This would probably look like junk to most other people if they weren't aware that's a soundtrack for an RPG. All right, next up, super cool. These are the last two of my, what are they called? Hollow foils, the gold versions. This is another Spider-Man. We already sold one for $60. I had another one in that binder, so this one sold for also another $60. And then Iron Man only sold for $50, but this was a combo order for $110. That is super awesome. Like the Marvel cards that have just been flying off the shelves. Yeah, that's really cool. This is a repeat buyer as well, so maybe they got some of our other Marvel cards and wanted to pick up more. I know I have like a pretty good price in the cards. I don't think they're like, I'm not like holding on super strong to them, but I don't think I'm letting them go too cheap. You know, I think it's a decent price. Maybe some of the lots people got deals from, but I don't mind. I did check most of them. A lot of the cards are hard to tell what they're priced at because I'll look up a card both on desktop and mobile, and I'll see a bunch of people selling it for like $1 free shipping. I'll see like a bunch of in between, and then I'll see some high numbers. So I usually like pick an average more towards like the middle-ish top end, or I'll do high and then turn in offers, and then people do send offers, and then we'll take the good ones. All right, moving along, we sell a bunch of military books, but this is sadly the only one for today. This is The Gun That Made the 20s Roar. It's talking about the Thompson submachine gun. I just happen to know, like I said, it's talking about that in the back. I don't know anything about this. This is a hardcover. But yeah, this one sold for $24.99. We have a lot of access to military books. They're pretty heavy to store and to carry them back and forth from the storage unit, but they do add up to be a lot of money for us. All right, last thing for the day for Friday is a Cherished Teddy's Beth and Blossom Friends Are Never Far Apart. This is a music box. Looking at Cherished Teddy's just like, oh, it makes me, I don't know, just I get so bored. A long time ago, one of our first big bulk deals was, I think we bought like 500 or 600 of these at like $1.25 a piece or something. Yeah, a lot of money into it. I'm pretty sure we definitely made our money back. I still have some at my parents' to bring here and list. I've listed a lot of them since we've moved here for a couple of years. So yeah, this one sold for $9.50. We do make money from them, but I don't know. I'm just so tired of just like anytime, just like looking at them in the storage unit. I don't even know how many we have left, but we have a lot. But this is probably, even though we've made money, I probably would never do this again. These like weird little ceramic tchotchkes, just the ones that are like not super unique or tall or fancy. These are just kind of like generic ones. But yeah, this sold for $9.50. That's it. I'm glad to get rid of it. Look how much space I get in a box. Get that space back. Yeah, I have offers on the Cherished Teddies. We've done lots. We've done individuals. So we've done a bunch of different strategies just to get these moved. But I think our best sale with these is we sold 3 lots of $25 each to someone overseas through the eBay International program. That was awesome. That was, I don't know, we might have done it in one video. Yeah, one video like way back early on in our channel. All right, but that's everything. There is one more item in the other room. It was a Chris Farley like bobblehead figure that we got at a garage sale for like $1 or $2. I happen to remember it because like Annetta grabbed that and some other coin banks, and this lady was like, "Oh wow, you guys actually want that?" I told my husband no one wants that junk or whatever, and we're like, "Oh yeah, well let's see if he has more." And I think they brought out like one other like coin bank or something that we did sell for like $20. So yeah, she was kind of like, I guess, salty that her husband's like, yeah, this stuff will sell, and then we like walked in, bought the stuff that she thought wouldn't sell. That's it. I just thought it was interesting. But yeah, this is everything we're shipping out on Friday. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Post down below. Let us know what's been selling on eBay for you, or if you have any plans for the weekend. All right, have a good one.